The Seahawks in a huge game this week, taking on the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Wild Card round. Tyler Jones here with you. Happy to have you with us here on Seahawks Today, and we will get you set with everything you need to know about this matchup. Before we do, though, if you want to beat the San Francisco 49ers, then I need you to smash the like button. If you like today's video, that increases the Seahawks' chances of winning this week. And I know what you're thinking. Does that really make a difference? Well, it did last week. We got enough likes on last week's video that the Seahawks beat the Rams. So don't jinx it. Don't be that guy. Hit the like button, and we'll get started with today's show. The NFC playoff picture. The Eagles have the week off this week. Meanwhile, everybody else in action with the Seahawks taking on the Niners. The Vikings play the Giants, and the Bucs take on the Cowboys in what the NFL is now dubbing Super Wild Card Weekend. Seattle, in this game against San Francisco, comes in as heavy underdogs. It'll be the third meeting between these two teams, and the Niners got the best of Seattle in both those meetings, as they are 10.5-point favorites this time around. Over-under is at 43. The Seahawks, you can see they have the number 13 scoring offense and number 10 scoring defense. But how will they fare against San Francisco here? All of that remains to be seen here in this matchup. So, what will it take to get the job done? Can the Seahawks pull this off here? I have all my keys to victory for the Seahawks that we'll get to here in just a moment. But before we do any of that, here's what I want to know. Who do you got? Seattle or San Francisco? And you can be honest with me. If you're picking the Niners, I won't hold it against you, although I should. Let me know in the comments section. Who you got? SEA for Seattle, SF for San Francisco. Who is your pick? Let me know in the comment section below of who you think gets the job done. The injury report for the Seahawks includes Al Woods with an Achilles. Bruce, he's got an issue there. Shelby Harris with a knee injury. DeeJay Dallas with an ankle injury. Dee Eskridge is dealing with a hand issue there. So we'll see whether or not these guys play. And that's just some of the injuries for the Seahawks. Noah Fant also dealing with a knee injury. Xavier Crawford with a hamstring issue. Ryan Neal with a knee injury, and Phil Haynes with an ankle issue. We'll continue to follow those updates and see whether or not any of those guys play as far as that goes. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they're pretty banged up themselves. In particular, Christian McCaffrey, who has been a huge spark for this Niners team since they added him at the trade deadline. He's dealing with a knee injury, as is Javon Kinlaw, the defensive tackle. He's got a knee injury. And then some of the other injuries include Aaron Banks, their offensive guard, with a knee injury. Ambry Thomas, the cornerback, with an ankle injury. So you can see both these teams a little banged up, but at this time of year, as you've gone through the gauntlet of the NFL schedule, everybody's banged up to some extent, to some degree. So with that, with the injury report out of the way, what's it going to take for the Seahawks to get the job done to beat the San Francisco 49ers? I have my 5 keys to a Seahawks victory. Let's begin with this. Running the football. Got to run the ball and got to run the football well with Kenneth Walker. And as good of a year as Kenneth Walker has had, the Niners did a really good job of slowing down Seattle in the run game for much of the year. More on those statistics here in just a second. But listen to this. The Niners are 13-2 when allowing less than 5 yards per rush this season. That is the best in the NFL. They have the best run defense in the entire National Football League. Now, Kenneth Walker is coming in on a hot streak. The last 3 games, he's been spectacular. Over 114 yards against Los Angeles, had 133 against the Jets, 107 in the loss against Kansas City. So he's playing really good football. But think about this. Seattle, in their matchups against San Francisco, was held to just 106 total yards in those 2 games. So as good as Kenneth Walker has looked this year, the run game has not been good against San Francisco. They're going to have to run the football well if they're going to have a chance against the Niners. So this is a heated rivalry. You guys know that. It's win or go home, playoff game, and everything about that. 12s, I need you to stand up, get rowdy in the comment section. If you're rooting for the Seahawks, spam F San Fran in the comments section. This is not a time to be nice. This is not a time to be kind. This is a rivalry game, and this is a big deal, this game is. So, all those Niner fans, and I know we got some Niner fans in the comment section, in the chat and all that. Let's own them a bit here. Spam F San Fran in the comment section. Got a great deal we're offering Seahawk fans. $20 off our T-shirt combo. You can see we got the white shirts. We got the blue shirts. Everything in between. It looks snazzy. If you're a real member of the 12s, you got to get these shirts right now while supplies last. You can get yours today, chatsports.com/Seahawks shirts. You'll be glad you did. Get yours now, chatsports.com/Seahawks shirts. Number 2 on my keys to victory for the Seahawks is winning at the line of scrimmage is going to be crucial. And you look at this Seahawks team, they have had issues this year with not only just the offensive line, but the defensive line as well. It has not been good. And in San Francisco's case, if you watch the Niners play, they play bully ball. They win at the line of scrimmage. And we saw that in the first 2 meetings between these two teams. In fact, just to give you perspective, according to the nerds at Pro Football Focus, the Seahawks O-line ranked 27th in the league this year. Comparably speaking, the 49ers had the 7th best offensive line in the NFL. Those numbers, a bit alarming. But wait, there is still more. Let's compare some more PFF nerd grades between these two teams. Pass blocking, Seattle comes in with a 63.6 grade. Run blocking, 57.6. Run defense, 62.7. And pass rush, 66.5. Now you compare that with the Niners. And the Niners are better than ever at every single statistic on the line of scrimmage by a mile. Pass block grade 75.6. Run block grade 78.1. Run defense 79.4. Pass rush 78.5. It is brutal. They are better at the line of scrimmage by a mile than Seattle is. So if the Seahawks are going to have a chance, they have to win at the line of scrimmage to give this team a chance. So with that, number 3 on my keys to victory is limiting mistakes. Look, I've said this and I'll say it again. If the Seahawks are going to compete with San Francisco, if they want to be there when it matters, you can't make any mistakes. You have to play a perfect game. We've seen the Seahawks play perfect games this year, but now more than ever, you have to play a perfect game right here and right now. Now, the turnover issues we've seen kind of pile up as of late. I know the Seahawks are entering the playoffs on a 2-game win streak, but Geno Smith in the last 5 games has thrown 5 interceptions. He threw 11 all season. But to see those numbers stack up, Geno's got to be better than that. And what you would hope for if you're Seattle is that not only Geno takes care of the football, but on the flip side that you can force a young quarterback like Brock Purdy into mistakes where he turns over the football. Brock Purdy, he's been starting for about a month now. And at this point in time, Brock Purdy, for being a rookie quarterback and being the last pick in the draft, has looked pretty dang good. 13 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 107.3. That's higher than Geno Smith. Geno's been good this year, but Brock Purdy's numbers, QBR, a little bit better on that front. Who plays the better game? Will it be Geno? Will it be Brock Purdy? If you think it's Geno, type GS for Geno Smith. If it's Brock Purdy, let me know in the comments section. Type BP for Brock Purdy. Let me know. GS for Geno Smith, BP for Brock Purdy. Let me know who you think has a better game. You need to subscribe to the channel not only for daily Seattle Seahawks news and rumors, but also we have you covered with our watch parties as we do each and every game day, and we will do it again coming up this weekend for the Seahawks and the Niners. We'll get started about an hour before kickoff at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. We will do a pregame show, react to the game in real time. Myself, Jeffrey Cooperstein, will be here. It is going to be a dandy. We'll have a few drinks on hand, do our postgame show as well. If you love your Seattle Seahawks, this is the place to be. I'm telling you right now, you will not want to miss out on it. Seahawks and Niners live right here on Seahawks Today. Don't miss it. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. Number 4 on my keys to victory, keeping the Niners off the field. I'm a guy that likes points. I love when a team scores and when they can move the football down the field and move quickly. But this week, I have a different mindset of sorts. I would say if you're Seattle, I would go in with like a Big Ten football approach of some sorts, of establishing the run and taking your time, being patient moving the football, and doing what you can to keep the Niners' offense off the field and keeping your defense fresh. You look at the first 2 meetings between these two teams, and, I mean, look back at week 2, for example. The Niners ran 70 plays. That's incredible. Had 373 yards compared to Seattle had 216. It was not a good day for the Seahawks. Things got better in the Week 15 matchup between these two teams. As you can see, the Niners and the Seahawks had the same amount of plays, but the Niners had 381 yards compared to 270 from Seattle. So if I'm the Seahawks, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, be patient, work the clock, keep the Niners off the field because they can score points and they can really just road grade you. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing what I can to keep the Niners off the field as much as possible. Number 5, finish strong. I know we've talked a lot on this show over the season of how well the Seahawks have done to start fast and that this team has been out of the gates firing at times with what they've been able to do. But to me, that's not necessarily my focus this week. It's about what you do in that second half. This stat was alarming to me. Caught me off guard when I read this today. Seattle is winless, 0-8, when trailing at the end of the third quarter this season. So that tells me that this year, if the Seahawks are down at the end of the third, that's game over. They have not been able to play from behind. And so if you're the Seahawks, you have to finish strong. You have to play well in the third quarter. You have to come out with your best in the second half. Make the adjustments necessary if you need be. Got to finish strong. Can't be playing from behind, especially against a team like San Francisco that's as high-powered as they are. So, what say you? Who will be Seattle's MVP against the Niners? Let me know in the comments section. I have my pick for you in just a second, but want to hear from you guys first. Let me know who will be the MVP for Seattle and get the job done against the Niners. To recap, keys to victory: run the ball. Have to run the ball well. Win at the line of scrimmage. Charles Cross and company, I need the best game of your life this week. Limit mistakes, can't turn the football over, keep the Niners off the field, got to finish strong. With all that said, I got to be real with y'all. Everything has to go right for the Seahawks to win this game. I think the Seahawks make too many mistakes. I got the Niners 24-20 this week to get the job done. I think this is going to be a competitive game. I think the Seahawks can contend with San Francisco, but at the end of the day, I think the Niners get the job done. If you agree with me or disagree with me, that's okay. But predict the score of Saturday's Seattle versus San Francisco game in the comments section. Who do you got? What will the score be? Let me know in the comments section below of who you think wins this ball game. As always, you can interact with me on social media, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live, talking about your Seahawks and those social media platforms. And I will see you next time right here on Seahawks Today.